Ironton Ohio. Oh, well. We still got the corrupt cops. We still got a drunk mayor. We still got messed up detectives that don't know what the hell they're doing. I mean, Brian Pauly, dude, he should, I don't understand, get off that damn bike and solve some of these crimes around here that's unsolved. We got a couple of them. Like I said, I'll never shut up until they get solved, or at least get the news involved and do a couple, clips with the news. I mean, I know they done one video about it, but they should do another update saying, well, we ain't close to solving it, so we need some more evidence, and talk about it. And what the hell are these police officers doing with their police cruisers, being able to drive in Barbersville, West Virginia, being able to drive in Kentucky? I mean, I think if they work in Ironton, and I think their cruisers should stay in Ironton and not be able to drive around all like anytime they want. Oh, let's just go on a joyride on my police cruiser because the taxpayers pay for my gas. It's just crazy. I think if they live in Ironton, I mean, if they work in Ironton, that should, their cruiser should stay in Ironton. They shouldn't be able to drive their cruiser around anywhere. And it's just nuts here in Ironton. It's crazy. Like I said, that chief needs to get off his ass and stop being in all these meetings that they said he's always in. Because when you go there, he's not here. Like one time I went there and they said he's here. And then they went back there, they said, oh, he's in the meeting. It's like he ducks me. He's been ducking me for a long time. He don't want to talk to me. Sammy don't want to talk to me, but Sammy can do everything else and talk to everyone else. But he'll talk to the people he likes. But he don't talk to people who question him. He won't talk to people who got questions for him. He won't talk to them people. He puts them off to the side. The only time he'll talk to people if you make him look good. That's the only way. If you make him look good, I mean, what has Sammy done in this city? The only thing he's done is bought bars and fucking rehabs and fixed the roads and a bunch of promises that we ain't yet to get yet. Like, it's insane. Like, he's done so much. The only thing that dude's worried about is having a bar and rehabs in this city. That's the only thing. That dude's worried about. Bars and rehabs. Hey, what is there to do in Ironton? Well, you can sit around, do nothing, or you can go to a bar and get drunk, or you can just go to rehab. Like I said, you can go to rehab, go to a bar and get drunk. Or, you don't even want to drive around Ironton because they'll get your ass. Now, if you're the mayor or someone well known in this town, they'll just let you go. Oh, you're allowed to do what you want. We won't do nothing to you. You're allowed to do what you want because we knew you since high school. We're best friends with you. You're in the big blue gang. You're in that boys in blue gang. You can do what you want because you're in that gang. But since but the people that's not, and the people that question him, man, they hate him. They just hate him. Like, I ask this question every day, at least once a day. Why is Blankenship still a cop? Why is McKnight still a cop? Why is clown-ass drug-dealing McKnight still a cop? He knows what happened. He knows Bradley was doing what he was doing. He was teams with Bradley. The neighbors knew. Like I said, there was a bunch of traffic. Everyone knows what went down, but people just too scared to talk about it. But me, I'm not. I'll never be too scared to talk about anything and expose these clowns because it's awful what they've done to people and there's still no accountability. Why ain't there no accountability in this town of Ironton? Why? I mean, there's so much that goes on here and none of it really gets talked about. Just only a little bit gets talked about. Only a little bit that goes on in this town gets talked about. It's insane. Like I always said, another day in Ironton, Ohio. Like I said, why is Jordan a canine? He's a clown, corrupt, done some shady shit in the past. He's probably still doing shit. Why is Blankenship still here? I really don't understand why he's still here, considering what he's done and considering what his family's known to do, and considering all the shit that he's covering up being a police officer. Like I said, he can get everyone else, but he can't get the people that that he knows that's really doing stuff around here. He knows. And then McKnight, I don't even want to talk about that clown. He should have been gone as soon as he tackled that girl without saying Ironton Police Department. He straight tackled her and didn't even pronounce that he was Ironton Police Department. He should have been out there. He should have been out when he wrecked and totaled that person's vehicle and wasn't paying one bit of attention, flying down the street. He should have been gone. But no, IPD keeps him. IPD keeps him. IPD, you can work there. You can do what you want. You can take your cruiser home. You can ride it at nighttime. You could they'll fill your gas tank up for you, and you can drive it all day long. You could take it in Kentucky, you could take it in West Virginia, you could take it in Florida, you could take it anywhere. You could take the cruiser. I mean, they be cruising on that cruiser, Ironton, Ohio. I mean, why ain't the cruiser in Ironton, Ohio? Like, why? I think they should have a thing where if you have a cruiser and you don't live in Ironton, you shouldn't be able to take your cruiser home. You shouldn't be able to. You should not be able to. You shouldn't be able to take your cruiser home at all, because you never know what police officers do. Like I said, there's been plenty of times where I've seen an Ironton cop in Kentucky. I've seen an Ironton cruiser in West Virginia. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Like why ain't they in their town? Like I just don't get it. Another day here in Ironton, Ohio, where they can do what they want. The young punks can do what they want, and Dan just sits there. Dan just sits there. I don't know what's going on. What's going on? Fill me in. And they sit there and lie to him. Well, I caught this person. I did this. I did that. I did this. And Sam's gonna. Dan's gonna believe him because he's the chief. And boys in blue don't do nothing wrong. Boys in blue don't do nothing wrong. The boys in blue don't do nothing wrong. But the boys in blue don't do nothing wrong. Just think. It's so crazy how these corrupt cops are like, we take shit off the street. And you guys actually put them back on the street, because, trust me, that big like I said, that big bus that they got, it's on IA's page. And if you go back and watch it, the big bus, the Lawrence County largest meth bust in Ironton, it happened a couple years ago. But if you go back, go watch how many times Chance Blankenship and they all kept going back and forth in that house, back and forth in that house. They probably tipped a little bit out of that bag and got some before they tipped a little bit and got some before they put it in evidence. They did. I mean, they was in and out all day long. And the main ones that was in that house, and you can watch it, was Chance Blankenship. He was in there for like an hour. He was the one controlling everything. You seen he put dude in his cruiser, man. But let's not talk about him because he's already gone. But he's in Chillicothe doing the same corrupt shit like always. Like I said, there's people saying, help me, here, because he's still doing the same shit. He's still profiling people. He's still like a piece of shit like he is. He shouldn't have been a police officer anyway. When like I said, he shouldn't be able to pull people over at all, breaking traffic violations. When he was like 18, he passed a bus and made a bus flip. And everyone knows, but he made a bus flip. And, when he passed the bus, the smoke made the bus flip. And, yeah, and there was kids on the bus and everything. A bunch of kids got hurt. He shouldn't even be able to be a cop pulling people over for traffic violations when he commits them himself. But that ain't nothing. Like I said, man, they used to fly down Fish Street. I mean, before McKnight wrecked. Now I don't really see them on the road that much. But yeah, they still patrol and everything. But when they see me, they, drive good. But like, there's been times they fly down the street. They don't pay attention to what they do. They're police officers, but literally, you can't trust them. You can't trust them. There's been plenty of times with them dudes done something corrupt, but where they're police officers, they get by with it. The only thing they're worried about is making money, partying, and being in their gang that they got that we're not involved in, because they got a gang of Sammy, Dan, all of them. It's just so funny. The only thing they're worried about is drinking and throwing parties but they're not worried about nothing else. Another day here in Ironton, Ohio. Corrupt Ironton, Ohio. Everyone. Why is Blankenship still a cop? Why is McKnight still a cop? Why is Jordan still a cop? I don't get it. They're corrupt. Remember, always have your eyes open. Always pull out that camera. As soon as IPD pulls you guys over, pull out that camera. You never know if they're going to write a false report or what they're going to do. I swear, guys, if you see IPD, pull out your phone and start recording, because you never know what they're going to say to you. You never know what they're going to do. I'm telling you, you never know what they're going to do. Always have this phone ready. Always have your camera ready. If you got the money, you really need to invest into a dash cam. You really do. If you're in Ironton, you live in Ironton, no matter what, no matter if you don't do nothing, if you're a good citizen, you don't do nothing, you still need to invest into a dash cam, because that's the people they like. They like to profile people. They like to bully people. And if you're someone that don't wear nice clothes, or someone that looks homeless, or someone that walks the streets every day or rides a bicycle, They will stop you and ask you where you're heading, ask you this, ask you when you took your last shit, ask you when you took your last piss. I mean, they'll ask you all that. I mean, for real though. That's just how it is here. That they profile people. Now, if you're someone with the suit on looking nice, they'll just leave you alone because they're like, yeah, we can't do nothing. Like that one time the state boy pulled over Sammy for drinking and driving. You know, he was drunker than hell, and you know, he got pulled over. Where you see Blankenship ride right past there, and you know, I asked him, I was like, well, why didn't you stop? Oh, because I can't stick my nose in it because he's my boss, and you know, basically saying he was scared. You know, if he intervened, it could have cost him his job. Just making up all kinds of excuses. But every other time, IPD backs the state boy up. But that day, they didn't back the state boy up at all. They didn't back a state boy up at all because they was like scared that, you know, that it was gonna cost them their job or Sammy was gonna do something. Because what people don't know, yeah, Dan's the chief. But the real boss, the person who swears you in, is the mayor. Is Sammy, drunk Sammy. You know, that's the one who really swears the cops in, and that's the one that's the boss. That's the one that does. I heard, you know, and I heard this from multiple people, that Pam Neal, and I heard it from her. You know, I heard that Pam Neal tried to fire McKnight, but Sammy wouldn't let her. Sammy wouldn't let her. Before she left, Sammy would not let her fire McKnight. And it's insane. See, Sammy makes the, you know, the rules. What Sammy says goes. What Sammy says goes. Trust me. And it's crazy how it is in here. Like I said, they wrote the false reports on me. They're still cops. They wrote them, and just think, before they wrote them, they wasn't bumped up. But as soon as they wrote the false reports, Brandon got bumped up as captain. Jordan got bumped up as K9, and Chance left because Chance was the one who made the pullover. So I put the pressure on him so much, he had to leave or he was going to get fired. It was either leave or get gone. Even though they won't admit it, that one cop admitted it. That one day Allison admitted it. Allison knew, you know, what goes on, even though he jokes around and everything, but he knows what really went on. And he was the one that told me, you know, Akers got fired, and Akers did get fired. You know, Hanshaw got fired. So when people say, oh, nothing happens or nothing goes on or quit doing what you're doing, you're not doing nothing, it's just wasting your time. I'm thinking like, well, Hanshaw got fired, Akers got fired, Chance left, there's a couple other, there's another, oh yeah, Spoiled Jarrett, he got fired, got caught with the meth, with McKnight. McKnight should have been fired, but you know how that goes. So don't tell me that nothing's working, because there's been cops that's already left or got fired, but the news don't talk about it. The news is only going to tell you the good shit that goes on. The news is only going to make them look good. Like the time I posted about Jordan being a corrupt cop. A week later, he was on the news. Oh, he's the K9 now. He's the K9 now. Oh, look, he's the K9 now. Oh, he just got swearing in as the K9. He's a great officer. Like WSAZ was there to report that. And just like when I made a story about Brandon, here they come. Oh, Brandon Blankenship's it's been 3 years with 4 promotion. He's been one of the greatest cops, but they forgot to mention about all the corrupt shit that he's done. It's crazy how the media works around here. It's like, they made another story on us, so I need to call WSA. Hey, WSAZ, will you come down here and run a good story on us? Please come down here and run a good story on us. We got people coming, saying that we're corrupt, we're doing this, and we're doing that. Will you please come and run a story on us and make us look good? Like, it's insane. WSAZ was doing the right thing. You know, the time when Sammy got drunk and they put the camera in his face and he walked away. But a week later, it's like they became good with him, and now they only post the good shit about Sammy. Every day they should be talking about what goes on in Ironton, but they don't. They don't talk about it. They should talk about the homeless and how many people sleep on the bench at Lawrence Street Park at nighttime. How many times you go by it and you just see people laid out there. Like, they don't help the homeless. You go there and you ask them, oh, they just put us off to the side. That's what the city wants. They want to put us off to the side. That's just how it is. How can Sammy sleep at night when there's homeless people sleeping on benches, sleeping at the park, sleeping behind the park? How can Sammy sleep at night? How can them cops sleep at night? I don't get it. they serve and protect all right. They don't serve and protect. Like I guarantee each one of them homeless people have a cop story. Oh, they pull me over for this. Oh, they always come and pick on us. They always do this. They always do that. Like I had one homeless person say, please tell Jordan and McKnight to leave me alone. So that's why I made that one video, me at the park, and I was like, leave that homeless person alone. Like, trust me, they tell me shit all the time what goes on. They always mess with them because they know they're homeless and they're easy to pick on. You know, and it's crazy. Like some of them people, I tell them to pull out the camera, but it's hard when they barely even have a phone, so they can't record. Like, they can't record, and nowadays you can't get the body cam footage because it was free. Now we gotta charge you $75 for body cam. Oh, trust me, if something really, really went on, I would pay the $75 to get the body cam. Trust me, that won't stop me from getting the body cam footage. Like them thinking, oh, we're gonna make him pay. If something really went on and something happened to me or something happened to someone that said, hey, you know, something happened to me and I need to get this body cam footage, trust me, I would pay for the body cam footage and put it on my page. Trust me, that's what they didn't like. See, I got that body cam footage of what's his name, Jordan, stopping him for no reason, profiling him because he was my friend and he seen him riding on the bicycle, so he had to profile him. But anyways, since that day I got that body cam footage and posted it, they won't give me another body cam footage. It's like, Ohio changed the laws. You gotta pay us for the body cam footage now. Like it's insane. Like I said, another day here in Ironton, Ohio. Oh, why is Blankenship still a cop? Why is Jordan still a cop? Why is McKnight still a cop? McKnight should have been gone years ago. He should have been fucking out of here years ago. Like, I wish people would just open their eyes up and one day we all go down to the city council meetings and just talk about it. Just talk about it. Just talk about it. Just talk about it. Put everything on the line right in front of them. Like, even though I know sometimes that ain't going to work, because if you go there, they're going to listen to your story. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to listen to your story, and they're going to come up with all kinds of excuses like that dude does. He always sits up there, the city council dude, he'll sit there and listen to your story, and then 5 minutes later he'd be like, well, you gotta talk to him about that, or well, this and that, that's not on us, you know, we're over the city right now, but that's not on us. You gotta talk to them about that. You gotta talk to them about that. You gotta talk to that about that. Like, he always just makes up an excuse. Like I said, another day here in Ironton, Ohio. It's crazy. Instead of making excuses, why don't they find a solution to the problem and fix the problem here? Find a solution to the problem and fix the problem here. But the only thing they're worried about is money. Like on the water bill in Cold Grove, there's only 3 fees. In Ironton water bill, they have like 5 fees, 6 fees maybe. Like, they have a sewer fee, they have a flood fee. Why in the fuck do we need a flood fee right now? Living in Ironton, they put a flood fee. They put, there's all kinds of fees on that water bill. I know they could take a couple of them fees off and make the water bill a little bit cheaper for people around here, folks around here, but they don't. I know they can do that. Like Cold Grove, that's one thing about them. They did take a couple fees off their water bill and make them cheaper. Why can't Ironton do that? Why can't Ironton do that? Because it's all about making money. They want to put as much fees on that damn water bill, so, you know, when people don't even use the water, they still have to pay $150, $200. It's ridiculous here. It is ridiculous here. And trust me, I know most of them people in the city council, and they're a bunch of most of them are jokes. They're just in it for themselves, and they're in it like how they called Chris out for getting a big driveway. That woman came in there and said, like, we don't appreciate it. Chris gets this big driveway. Chris Haney gets this big driveway, and people don't know, yeah, he's related to me, but we don't talk, you know, we're like strangers. Like, he don't even talk to my family because he's, you know, he's a stranger. Like, he's a type that thinks he's better than everyone and thinks, you know, since we're like the poor class, you know. And it's so funny when people, like, one person commented on my video and said, rich kids. I wish I was rich. Like, people don't understand the shit that we had to go through, you know, the shit. Some nights we didn't have shit. And people's like, you're rich, kid. Like, no. Like, I'm far from rich, trust me. I barely make it, but I still make it. I still live life. But it's just crazy. I was never in a rich family, and I would never want to be rich because money just takes over your soul. And I will never let that happen to me. Money is the root of all evil, and I know that. Money is the worst thing ever. It divided families. People die over it. People fight over it. Sometimes families fight over it. Sometimes people that has businesses, they fight over it and they lose their friendship because of money. They let that green money get in their way, dude. And I can never do that. I can never let money take my soul over like some people do. And I would never do it. But anyways, I know you guys know me, I flip-flop, and this was just like a session with Beenon3rd, me just rumbling on and talking about what I want to talk about. But anyways, that one was like, so we don't appreciate Chris, and it's on the city council meeting, if they still got it, if they didn't lead it, but they was like, we don't appreciate you guys doing all that work with Chris Haney, and putting the driveway there, and doing this, and doing that. And of course, that dude sitting up there, the orange hair dude sitting up there, oh, well, you gotta talk to Chris Haney about that. We had nothing to do with that. Oh, that was them that did that. You know, coming up with all kinds of excuses. Stop the fucking excuses and do something and actually tell them, explain why Chris Haney got the driveway. But they don't. They don't. And it's the same. The dude that's the city council is the same dude that kicked Chili off the church. You know, the same dude that kicked us off the Sharon Baptist parking lot. His dad owns the church. And that's the $1 million church. So you see how well connected he is in this town. He's well connected. I mean he is. That dude's well connected. He's a city council, top of the city, the one that's sitting in a big chair making all the decisions. You know, like he has something to do with the school. He has something to do with the football team. Like he's been around Ironton. He's been known. You know, and he's just gonna do what they want. They're just gonna do what they like. They're gonna do what benefits them. And fuck the people in the city. That's what they're gonna do. And this woman comes every day to these meetings and you know, tells them like it is. Every time she comes to the meetings, well, why ain't this done? Why ain't this done? See, it's just a person asking questions, and I love that. But I think someone else should start coming in and asking questions about these corrupt police officers they got. You know, but like I said, sometimes when you bring up police corruption, people just look the other way and they're like, well, we don't want nothing to do with that. They're police officers and they would never do nothing wrong. They just walk away like they just walk away like they're useless, like, you know, like it's pointless, you know. Oh, they're boys in blue, they'll never do nothing. But they don't understand how these bullies are here, you know. Like every day I try to make a video to just let people know how corrupt they are. And I would never stop until something's done, until there's accountability, or at least I do something. But I've already done a lot of things, and some people just don't see the progress. Some people don't know what I do behind the scenes. Some people don't know the phone calls I make. Some people don't, well, most people don't know because I move in silence sometimes. But just know, they know who I am, and they know I'll put the pressure. Just know, I know they do. They know I can put the pressure on them, and they know one of these days I'm going to take that badge or make them leave at least. See, I worry about Ironton. I'm not the type that's worried about every other city. Yeah, I care for every other city, but Ironton's my place, and I'm worried about Ironton, Ohio. First, we got to get the corrupt officers out of here, and then we can move on. But I'll never move on for Ironton because, you know, I'm going to be the one that's going to change this shit. I'm going to be the one that's going to at least bring a little change, make some of these officers leave. It just takes time, guys. You just got to stick with me, stick with the process. The process is never easy or never fast. It's slow each day. It's like we start from the bottom each day. One of these days we'll end up here, but right now we're right here. But another day here in Ironton, Ohio. Like I said, why is Blankenship still a cop? Why is Jordan still a cop? Why is McKnight still a cop? Another day here and me rambling on, talking about the truth. Me talking about how corrupt it is here in Ironton. Another day here in Ironton. Beenon3rd, Ironton Press. We out.